welcome back to We Wednesdays, where the moms and the kids of second-rate DMs discuss taking your minions and leveling them up to true game masters through family, fun, tabletop games.
Today, we will be introducing our minions to Monty Cook Games' No Thank You Evil, a game of make-believe for creative kids and their families by Shayna Germain and Monty Cook.
No Thank You Evil is designed for 2 to 5 players, ages 5 to infinity, and takes at least 30 minutes to play.
It is a game of make-believe, adventure, and storytelling for the whole family. Explore Dragon Snot Falls, Castle Karaoke, Metropolis, or the Dark Park, and use your character's special skills, companions, and equipment to overcome obstacles as you solve mysteries, confront bad guys, and say no thank you to evil.
The game has scalable rules that adapt easily to the abilities and interests of kids ages 5 and up, so everyone can play together. How will your adventure play out? Your options are limited only to your creativity, and it's all up to you.
For this demonstration, we will be taking our wee ones through the easy-level, pre-generated adventure Lost in Dragon Snot Falls from the Let's Go on an Adventure book provided with the game. In the interest of time, we will have the kids use pre-generated characters and companions. This video is intended to give you everything you need to know to play and run No Thank You Evil's pre-generated modules and adventures with pre-generated characters for your littles. We will upload a second video that goes more in depth to generating your own characters and stories later on.
Hello wee ones, and welcome to the world of Storia. Storia is not that modern, but not that old either. It's a mix of all the times and ages that we have been, are, and are yet to be. You'll find kings riding on unicorns, rocket ships in the future carrying pirates of the past, the dinosaurs driving race cars. In order to get to Storia, you have to do all the things to go through the magical gateway that already exists in your own bedroom. All of these gateways lead to the regions of Storia. Behind the bookshelves, under the bed, in the closet, and out in the window. But you can't just get to this magical place in the way that you are now. Just like when Clark Kent steps into the photo booth and he comes out as Superman. First, you must decide who your characters are.
All right, kids, before you have your pre-generated characters. Let's start here and introduce yourselves and go down the line. Who are you, wee one?
I am Derpy McDerpyson the robot.
Ooh, very nice. We'll wait on your companion. Who is this character?
I am Princess Allison.
Ooh, very nice. A princess. And at the end?
Who are you?
Fire Super.
Fire superhero?
Ooh, a superhero. Fantastic. Each of your characters have 4 traits. They are tough, they are fast, they are smart, and they are awesome. This is your trait pool. Your trait pool tells you how much of each trait you have. Tough tells you how strong you are. Fast tells you how quick you are. Smart tells you how knowledgeable you are. And awesome is how friendly and helpful you are to others.
Your traits will help you achieve goals in the game. Let's say you want to climb a ladder. What trait would you require to be there?
What trait? What do you think?
What do you think?
Tough.
Tough.
Yeah, you gotta kind of.
In this game, you will roll a 6-sided dice to try to achieve that goal.
So climbing a ladder should be pretty easy, right?
Yep.
So that should probably have a goal of 1. So in this game, you would have to roll a 1 or higher to make that happen. Can you roll less than a 1 on a 6-sided dice?
Yes.
Nope.
No, you can't. So you pretty much will always succeed with a goal of 1.
But what if that ladder was covered in gooey snot?
Ew.
That might make the goal 3 tough. You would have to roll a 3 or higher.
So you might need to use your trait pools in a few different ways. For example, if you fell down that ladder and got hurt, you would lose 1 out of your tough trait pool because you didn't roll high enough. The guide, that's us, the moms, they'll tell you which trait it is that will cost you if you fall and get hurt. So it would cost you 1 from that tough pool. And we'll let you know which pool it is. In this case, you would lose tough points.
If you really want to succeed at something, you can try harder on your turn. Trying harder costs 1 point from whatever pool is appropriate. The guide will help you know what pool that is. Let's say you only roll a 2. If you want to try harder, you could use 1 tough point from the trait pool.
Go away.
The goal for climbing the snot-covered ladder would be 2, and that would be a succeed.
Yep. So it was a 3, you try harder, it becomes a 2, you had only rolled a 2, you climb the snot ladder.
Ooh!
Finally, every character has a special skill that lets them do one amazing thing. Some of those special skills cost 1 point from your trait pool to use. If you get hurt, but your trait pool for that trait is empty, you lose 1 from the next pool down. So let's say that you had no tough points, but you get hurt and it costs a tough point. Then you would lose it from your fast trait pool.
And these are the fast coins.
Yep, and then you would lose it from the smart trait pool and then from the awesome trait pool. If your trait pools all get empty, you can use 1 fun point to refill them. If you run out of fun points and your trait pools get empty, you are conked out and you can't take any actions until you get points back in at least one of your pools. This can happen if another player decides to be awesome. And if they decide to be awesome and use 1 awesome, then they give you 1 fun point. And you can use that fun point to refill your trait pools.
There are a few other things on your character card you should know. Your defense may have armor, which protects you from damage. If you have armor, you take 1 less point of damage from that attack. If you have hustle, it allows you to move fast to get out of the way of an attack and lowers your defense goal by 1.
For your attacks, all weapons that characters have normally do 2 points of damage if you hit an enemy. If you have a melee weapon, that's something you hold in your hand and hit things with. If you have a ranged weapon, that's something that you throw at a creature that is in range.
Also, you have a companion with you in Storia. Your companion is your friend that comes with you along on your venture. Your companion comes with a cipher, which is a secret that only your companion knows. They can only have 1 at a time, and they can only be used once to help you out in your game. Once they are used, they can get a new cipher when you feed them a treat.
So how about you introduce us really quick to your companions? What companion do you have?
I have a dragon.
Ooh.
His name is Derpy McDerpy Jr.
Derpy McDerpy Jr. That's a good companion.
And what's yours?
And Miss Princess, what companion do you
I
have?
have a pretty pony.
Oh, I bet it's the prettiest
Her
pony.
name is Allie, and she looks like cotton candy.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And what's your companion?
Dust Bunny, and her name is Dirty.
Dirty Dust Bunny?
That's fantastic. This should be all the rules you need to know. I think your characters are bored, though. They seem to be asleep. Let's go on an adventure. We're gonna go on an adventure. Adults, our characters are asleep right now. Everything you need to know to run a module for this game is in the Let's Go On an Adventure book. They're pre-generated modules that tell you what to read aloud and what you need to do to run this game. If you want to create your own adventures, we'll do that in a different video. But for now, just open this book and read. All right. You're getting very, very sleepy, my characters. You're asleep in your bedrooms when all of a sudden you're awoken by your companions. As you lie sleeping, dreaming of something amazing, you feel your companion nudging you awake. You pull the blanket over your head and try to go back to sleep, but your companion hops up on the bed with you, bouncing up and down until you wake up.
Yeah, that is something.
Once you wake up, you see your companion is holding out a piece of paper with a message. Would you like to read our message for us?
Dear friend, please help me. My friend Niffle has gotten lost in Dragonstone Falls.
Dragons.
What else does it say?
I'm worried that something horrible has happened to him. Meet me at the Bee-mobile. And I'll tell you the whole story. You'll have to be smart and strong. I know you can find him, your friend Woodland.
Oh, well, you know that the seal on this paper is from your friend Woodland, the bee queen of Into the Closet. What do you think that your friend Woodland, the bee queen, looks like? What do you think? Talk amongst yourselves.
I think she looks like a very fat bee with tiny wings and a tiny bee stinger with a tiny crown on her head.
Oh, what do you think Woodland looks like?
I think Woodland looks different from every other bee. Instead of black stripes, she has pink stripes and a yellow and pink crown with a purple stinger.
Ooh.
And purple and pink wings.
What do you think she looks like?
I think she has a white crown. She is pink and purple, and she has rainbow wings, and she has a very, very colorful tutu.
Ooh, Woodland sounds fancy. Well, so what do you think you should do to get ready for this mission? She sounds like it's very urgent.
I think we should get our bags, get our weapons, and set off on an adventure.
I see. What do you think you should do?
I think we should get our clothes on, grab a couple of weapons, get our friends, take some of the treats, and set off to at the Bee-mobile in Dragonstone Falls.
Yeah.
I think we should go grab our clothes, go grab our pet food, and set off on an adventure to Woodland.
That all sounds like a great idea. So as you walk through all of the clothes hanging in your closet, your shirts and pants and coats brush your face, hangers rattle, you can see the back of your closet because you know that to get to the Bee-mobile in the hive, you have to go into the closet. And if you keep walking, you're afraid that you might walk right into the closet and that your companion, your dragon and your pony and your dust bunny will walk right into you. The closer you get to the back of the closet, the more light you see. Your clothes turn into leaves and branches. The sound of the hangers become the call of songbirds and the chitter of squirrels. You smell flowers and hear a river running somewhere far away. At last you step onto soft moss and you are in a forest and your friends are with you, each having come from their own bedrooms, each carrying their own gear. Your companions scamper about you, excited to be in a new place. And you've all already introduced yourselves, so we're gonna skip that part. And just a few seconds later, a giant blue and yellow bee flies into view holding a big ship in its feet. It seems to be part animal and part machine. And it's wearing goggles.
Oh, no.
When it gets near you, it starts to hover, staying in the same spot. It seems to take no notice of you other than its bzzzt as its wings get a little bit closer to you. And this is what it looks like. Do you see that? Do you see that? Suddenly, a ladder drops down, and you see someone waving at you from inside the ship. It's your friend Woodland. Come on up, she yells. Climbing the ladder is a goal 1 task. So, goal 1, like we talked about, can you fail at rolling a goal 1?
No.
Let's roll for fun anyway. Let's roll it. It's a goal 1 tough. Let's see. 3. Oh, it's way over there. It's a 3. Everyone makes it up the ladder. Good job.
3.
This is called a cinch. It's not always necessary to make everyone roll when it's a goal 1, but sometimes people just like to roll dice because rolling dice is fun. Once you're inside the ship, the bee-mobile starts whirring its wings and it begins to move. Woodland invites you to sit at a high table and tall chairs so you can see over the sides of the ship to the forest below. Tiny bees bring out mugs filled with sweet honey drinks and swirly straws. How cool are swirly straws? As you drink, Woodland tells you the story of Niffle's disappearance. This is very important, isn't it? You ready to take notes? Is everyone ready to take notes on Niffle's disappearance? Niffle went walking on the trails inside Dragon Snot Falls a few days ago. He likes to hike in new places and look for shiny things. But I haven't heard from him since, and he usually comes by to have honey cake and tea with me in the mornings. I've heard rumors that a group of witches moved into the area, and I'm afraid he's been captured, or worse. Will you go find him and bring him home safe? I'll give you as much information as I can. So, now you need to figure out the problem. What kind of questions would you like to ask Woodland about her lost friend, Dragon Snot Falls, or the witches?
What does Niffles look like?
What does Niffles look like? Well, that's a good question. Niffle is smart, Niffle is funny, and he likes to sing to himself when he's scared. He looks a little scary at first, but he's very, very nice. This is what Niffle looks like right here. Do you see what Niffle looks like? See, he's a little scary at first. What other questions would you like to ask? Maybe you guys should talk to each other and figure out.
Do you know where the last place you saw Niffle looked like was?
Well, I'm not entirely sure where the last place I saw him, but he was walking the trails inside Dragon Snot Falls. And Dragon Snot Falls used to be a real live dragon. It was. But long ago, someone or something turned the dragon into red stone. Now he has 2 giant waterfalls running out of his nose. I can give you a map of Dragon Snot Falls and the nostril passages. Niffle probably went in the left nostril, though. He always goes to the left because he's left-handed.
Can we have a compass, please?
Well, you don't necessarily need a compass because the bee-mobile will take you all the way to Dragon Snot Falls. With this map, you can get there just fine because the bee-mobile will take you to the entrance and then you'll have to go on foot from there. Like I said, left nostril, you can get there just fine.
What would the witches look like?
The witches? Well, they're only rumors, dear, but I've heard that there are witches inside the dragon's stone body, and they're trying to find a stone heart so that they can use it for some secret purpose. I don't know what that secret purpose is, though.
Do they have any pets or something that could help them?
No, not that I know of. But I hear a buzzing outside, and I think it's time for the bee-mobile to go. Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's get on the bee-mobile. So, the ride to Dragon Snot Falls will take just a few moments. And so you hop on the bee-mobile, and it whirs, and it buzzes, and it takes off. And you fly, and all of a sudden, you see Dragon Snot Falls, and you see the water running out of its 2 nostrils, and it is beautiful. When the bee-mobile arrives, Woodland turns to you. Well, I must be going. I can't stay. Have to oversee the production of honey, you know. But I will send the bee-mobile just as soon as you're done. There's a secret way to send a message to me to let me know that you're ready to pick me up. And she hands you each a piece of honey candy, plus one extra that has Mr. Niffle's name on it. Each one has your names on it. She tells you if you all eat the candy at the same time, the bee-mobile will come pick you up. But if you lose your candy and someone else finds it, they could accidentally call the bee-mobile at the wrong time and use it to attack the hive. So be very, very careful. And with that, the bee-mobile leaves, and you are left at the entrance. It's outside Dragon Snot Falls. Now, once you're on the ground, you can see that Dragon Snot Falls is just a little bit away from you. So the only way to get to it is to cross a very rickety bridge. Now, this bridge is very rickety and it sways in the wind. Now, it doesn't seem likely to break if you cross the bridge one at a time, but if you don't hold on tight, you might fall down and get hurt. So, you guys need to decide who's going to go first, but it's a goal too fast to cross safely. If you fail or fall down, you will take 1 point of tough damage. So what you're going to do is decide who's going to go first, and then you'll roll, and you have to get a 2 or higher to make it across. Okay, let's start on the end. It's a goal 2. Go ahead and roll. Ooh, 3. She made it across. A superhero is a very fast one indeed. So you start your feet, you wind them up, and just like a shot, you're across the bridge. Now it's the princess's turn. Will the princess cross the bridge safely? Uh-oh. It's a 1. Oh my goodness. The princess doesn't quite make it across the bridge. Now, there are a couple of options the princess could use here. The princess could try harder, which would lower the goal by 1. So she would have to use 1 fast token to try harder. She only has 1 fast token. Princess, would you like to try harder? It would lower the goal to 1 and you could succeed. Or another option that you have is one of your friends could be awesome.
I will.
And help you across the bridge. Oh, is the robot going to be awesome? Mm-hmm. The robot is going to be awesome. And assist the princess across the bridge. And by doing so, the princess gains 1 to her roll and is assisted across the bridge by the robot. Derpy the robot. And makes it safely across the bridge. Derpy, make your roll to ensure that this occurs. 4. Derpy comes stomping across the bridge, and although it seemed likely that 2 people on the bridge would cause it to fall, Derpy scoops the princess up and scoots across the bridge, and they both safely make it across to the entrance to Dragon Snot Falls. All right, so once you're across the bridge, you must decide which of the 2 nostrils will you look for. As you get closer, you see that the ground is wet and muddy from the water coming out of the stone dragon's nostrils. Both the right and the left nostrils have footprints near them. From the right-hand passage, you hear very faintly the sound of someone singing. There also seems to be a tiny bit of light coming from the right-hand passage. Would you like to go to the left nostril or the right nostril?
The left, because the queen told us to.
To the left, everything you own in the box to the left.
Is that where we're going?
Yeah.
All right. So we go to the left. You enter the left nostril and find yourself in a long tunnel. It's very dark, and the water runs over your shoes, making them squelch and squish when you walk. Fair enough, robots wouldn't have shoes, but you might rust.
Yeah, true. My feet will
The
rust.
tunnel starts to slant uphill, making it harder for you to walk. But suddenly the ground beneath your feet is hard, like concrete, and it's not wet anymore. It starts to get lighter and you can see around you. You take a few more steps and then, from up ahead, you hear noises. Rock, rock, rock! What do you do? Do you want to stop and listen? Or would you like to keep going forward?
I'd rather continue.
I'd rather stop.
Continue.
2 continues and a stop.
All right, well, majority rules. We're going to keep moving forward. You find yourselves in a large circular room. Inside the room, you see 2 creatures that look a little bit like birds. They have long, sawtooth beaks and weird curly tails, and they're fighting over what looks like a large red rock. And that's what they look like.
Ew.
Ew.
Disgusting.
Behind them, you see Niffle. He doesn't look hurt, but he's clearly scared. The creatures don't see you, but Niffle does. He sings just a little louder, so as if to let you know that he sees you. What do? You can try to sneak Niffle out without letting the witches see you. You can interact with the witches, talk to them, or do you want to just fight the witches? All right, I think we have a decision. What have we decided to do?
To sneak around the witches.
All right, let's sneak around the witches. All right, it's a goal 3 fast to sneak Niffle out without the witches seeing you. Would you like to roll to sneak Niffle out of the witches' grasps?
We can do it.
Let's see what we do. Oh, it's a 2. That's very close, so you have a few options. You could try harder with a fast token, or one of your friends could be awesome to help you out.
I'll be awesome.
You want to be awesome, princess? That sounds great. So your friend spends an awesome token. So the robot goes to try to help Niffle sneak out. But the robot's a little rusty from trampling through all that water and squeaks. The witches start to turn, but the princess sings a beautiful song on her pretty pony and distracts the witches while the robot grabs Niffle and the superhero rushes them out of Dragonsnot Falls, and the princess dances out on her pretty pony, and the 3 heroes make their way out of Dragonsnot Falls with Niffle. So now you're out of Dragonsnot Falls. Does anyone remember what Woodland told you needed to do?
We need to eat our candy.
Who else needs
time.
Who else needs to eat a piece of candy?
Niffle.
A piece of candy? For me? Do I eat it?
Yeah, on the count of 3.
On the count of 3, let's all eat our candy. 1, 2, 3. Gobble, 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 gobble. And with that, you all eat your candy, and the bee-mobile comes and picks you up and takes you back to the hive. And Woodland says, "Thank you, my friends, for rescuing Niffle, my dear friend. I appreciate it so much that I shall throw you a grand party." Everybody party! Party! Let's have a party, a real party. You better party. Is everyone having a bee party? Is it a bee party? Have a bee party. Get your bee wings out. So, everybody has such a good time that everybody gets 1 fun point. Woo! Fun points.
Fun point.
Yep, hand them out.
3.
1 fun point per
One
character.
fun
Yeah,
point
there,
for
she got you.
you.
Yep.
1 fun point for you. 1 fun point for you. I have 4.
Also, Woodland says, "I appreciate so much all of the help that you have given my friend, that I shall bestow upon you 1 coin apiece." And she gives you each a coin. Here you go. And also 1 pair of wearable bee wings to say thank you. These bee wings allow each of you to instantly travel from the hive to the hive from anywhere in Storia so that you can always come back to visit me because I am so thankful. Thank you. And that is the end of Lost in Dragonsnot Falls. You made it. You completed your mission. Good job.
We did it.
All right. You guys did such a great job. So, tell me, what was your favorite part of the game? What was your favorite part?
Rolling dice.
Rolling dice? What was your favorite part of the game?
Working together.
Working together. Yeah.
What was your favorite?
Together a lot.
Picking the characters.
Picking the characters, yeah. How about your least favorite part? What was your least favorite part?
Going around the witches.
Going around the witches. Was that scary for you? So, there is a mechanic in this game that has its namesake called No Thank You Evil, that once per game, if the characters find that maybe the story is a little too scary, especially for little ones, that you can say, No Thank You Evil. And that's kind of a signal to take a break from the game and walk away. So, if that had been too scary for you, you could say, No Thank You Evil, and you could have taken a break or maybe walked away for a minute. And that's just kind of a note to the guides that maybe you've gotten a little too deep into your storytelling or gotten a little too into it, and you just need to let your littles take a break. What was your least favorite part of the game?
Listening to you guys talk.
We do that a lot.
That was
How about you? What was your least favorite part of the game?
Listening to you guys talk.
Great.
That was the funniest thing.
The funniest thing.
Blah, 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 blah.
Well, what was the easiest part of the game for you to learn? How about you? What was the easiest part for you to learn?
Picking our characters.
Picking your characters? Okay. How about you? What was the easiest part?
Having fun.
Having fun?
Having fun.
Having fun was the easiest part. What was the hardest part for you of this?
Saving the fools.
Figuring out how to saving.
Okay. What was the hardest part of the game for you?
Waiting to do my turn.
Waiting for your turn?
Always.
Rolling the dice.
Rolling the dice?
The
So
hardest part was rolling the dice.
You mean like meeting
Making
your
sure
goal?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay. So is this a game that you enjoyed and would like to play again?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Give me that.
All right. Well, we really appreciate you guys stopping by to help us. Thanks for your help. We'll see you guys later.
Hi, girls. Hi, girls.
Thank you. Thanks, angels.
Precious, sweet little thing.
Have a wonderful time. We'll see you. Bye. Goodbye. Oh, thank God.
Okay.
Okay, clean up. Clean up.
All
All
right.
right, so this.
This card goes, can we stack these on the same one, or they kind of have their own little separate sections? Here's blue, right? There's pink goes in here, some pink blue.
And it's up. Clean up.
Oh, snaps.
Still not too bad.
No.
I mean, couple minutes. No, thank you, evil. Creative game. A game of make-believe for creative kids and their families. This is our adult discussion of it. So, this is a more advanced game. And to preface, I have been game mastering for several years. Alana has not game mastered at all. So to structure kind of this adult review of this, I'm really going to ask Alana more questions about how she felt about the game. And then I'm going to kind of piggyback on her answers as someone who's more experienced as a game master, because really for this segment, we're kind of looking to expand this to moms and families who are trying to get their kids into role playing who may not have that base, that knowledge base. So what did you think of No Thank You Evil?
I thought it was an amazing game for someone that has never done Demon before. You get the book that goes with it. It can help with the characters, the story. And I really like that. That would be something that I would use as a mom to lead the stories for the kids. I thought it was very creative. I think it's something that we would definitely put into our game library.
Okay. As far as the rules, how did you feel about the rules? Was it too rules heavy? Was it something that you, as someone who doesn't run tabletop role-playing games, did you feel comfortable with the rules?
I did feel comfortable with the rules, especially watching you basically play it out with the girls. It was definitely something that I picked up on very easily. Okay, great. Now, we didn't go into character creation and creating your own stories because it really was that easy to pick up from an adventure module standpoint. I read essentially verbatim what was in the adventure book that came with the base set of the game, and you can look at it get it through our affiliate link through Amazon below. Check it out down in the underbits. And what we looked at is what just comes with the standard game, and there are expansions for the game, but this was just the standard set, and that was an expansion or a adventure module that came with the standard set, and I read it pretty much verbatim with adding my little twists on it or whatever, and those don't have to come with someone who's just running the game. It literally had read this part aloud. Yes.
Do this part now. Give them this card. Show them this picture. It was very Mickey Mouse, very
step by
easy
step
to walk through.
How to do it. Yep.
Absolutely. And the way that we ran it, we gave the kids their pre-generated characters, which with the character cards, which it had all the information that they needed on those cards. So it was really very easy to just open the box and play, as opposed to the character creation, which can be for older kids, or even not for older kids, but someone who really wants to take the time to bring their kids into the world of tabletop role-playing games. If you're looking more to getting into the Cypher system, or trying to get them into Dungeons and Dragons or any other tabletop role-playing system that requires them to get out the pen and paper and create their own character, or for you to game master your own system. This is very user-friendly and more of a gateway drug than any other. Now, I did want to give a small word of warning. So if you go to Google either of the creators of this game, if you Google Shanna Germain, it will take you to kind of a risque website. So as far as kid-friendliness of that website, she does run an adult website that does feature some erotica and BDSM. So it's very adult-friendly for her website, but this is a very kid-friendly game.
Yes.
So, but I wanted to warn anyone who may go and I want to know about the creators. She, while this is a very kid-friendly game,
Don't let that frighten you off from the game.
Correct. If you go to Google her, understand that has no basis of what occurs in this game. And again, even the concept of the no thank you evil, it gives your kids that out if maybe that you get too into your storytelling and there's something that's just intimidating for them, or that they're feeling too immersed in the story. So on to things that, as far as that your kids can take from this game. What did you feel like there are the educational benefits for your children are in playing this game?
There's always the learning the patience, waiting the turn, following the directions. You have to listen to what, the other ones are saying to know where the story is going.
Right, and then there's a little more math involved in this. You're starting to get in, with No Thank You Evil, you're starting to get into the rolling the dice, and not necessarily modifiers, but understanding the concept of I have a goal level to hit. I roll dice to meet that goal. I didn't meet that goal. Right, you're getting that higher, lower number, and then what do I have to do to meet that goal? So really it also brings in the goal setting and then achieving that goal, and the small math is there, the counting of the tokens, the physical tokens, having those there to count out to meet their trait pool, and that resource management of their trait pool,
yes.
Making sure that they don't get conked out, which I thought was fantastic. And again, it's just building that imagination, something tangible, something that's not another electronic that's in their hand, and something that brings you together closer as a family to put you around the table again. As far as difficulty of this game, there is a bit of a learning curve. If you've never played a tabletop role-playing game before, it does take a little bit of getting used to with understanding the character creation, the running an adventure, because it does rely on a parent to run this adventure for their children, and then the character creation. They did do a great job with putting this rules book together and making it very just read this, follow this, but there is still that learning curve, as well as there are a lot of pieces with the character sheets if you choose to use the cards, the tokens. So for this game, I deem this 3 bottles of wine of difficulty in teaching your kids. For some more experienced, it may only be a 2 bottle of wine. But on a general note, it will be a 3 bottle of wine difficulty for you to learn and teach your kids out of 5 bottles of wine. So not the most difficult. It doesn't have so many pieces that it would be so frustrating to put up. Again, it didn't take us very long as far as setup, cleanup. But there is a learning curve to this game, and it does take preparation. So make sure that you take time to get familiar with the rules before. It's not one that you can just break open and we're rolling. It will take you some time to understand, and then especially if you're deciding to run your own games, that's definitely something that you'll want to take time to look into for yourself. Again, if you're interested in trying out No Thank You Evil, make sure that you check it out at our Amazon affiliate link below. Also, if you're interested in keeping up with us, make sure that you like and subscribe as we continue to put out more videos for Wee Wednesdays. If you're interested in running other games, maybe for your adult friends, make sure you check out our GM tips and tricks on our regular channel, SRD, and by liking and subscribing below. We want to thank you for stopping by. Before you leave, drop a comment below. Have you played No Thank You Evil? What was the most difficult part of teaching it to your kids? Thanks again.